happened last week?
I know where it started because I was trying to do it in my head earlier, and we picked up on the cliffhanger where Spanners had found out from Amareth that she had used Dr. Beige as a patsy. I did the recap last time, so let someone take over, but that's the start. So I'm eating.
My memory's shit, but I'll give it a go, and people
Go
can
on.
just fill shit in as they go. So we found out that Amarith was being a bit of a bitch. So we needed to get Dr. Beige secluded. So Spanners has a great idea to chat to Bort and say, you've been around the block on this planet. Give us something. So he made a safe house available. That
He didn't tell us where it was intentionally.
Yes, Spanners didn't even tell us that he was talking to Bort. He told us nothing of the plan.
He said, "I will deal with it."
Yeah. So he went and dealt with it and took him to the safe house and hid him away. And while he was doing that, um, I can't remember what the hell Thaddeus and Click Clack did. Did
The
we just head back to
a
the hotel?
random announce. Well, yeah. So there was the hotel, and then there was the random announcement that that he died. He died in the night. That morning, and in honor, they were doing a thing, quasar style
The first ever war
thing.
games.
Yep. Um, so everyone got delivered a load of stuff for that to happen. And was that when you took Beige out to the safe house while that was starting? Was that before?
No,
Okay.
he did that before. Thaddeus and Click Clack, I remember this bit because I listened to it earlier, went back to work on some bits and pieces, and then some.
And we got the gift box.
Oh yes, yeah, the gift box enough from the people that were very thankful. I've forgotten the guy's name, but I will find it for you in a minute. Um,
We don't care.
no,
Yeah,
why?
absolutely. Don't care.
Uh, you did some work until you decided that you'd done enough for the day and decided it was time to go and sleep. Thaddeus kept working in the workshop until at some point he got bored or got to a stage where he couldn't continue without guidance and went up to the room, of which he then woke in the morning. This is after Thaddeus had been put in a safe house, and the news announcer stated that Illithon and Hitch had died and that they were hosting the first war games from Mechanical Marvels in his honour. You decided you weren't partaking in the games, where Spanners decided to walk from the hotel through the main plaza, which was absolute chaos, to go to their safe house to find Dr. Beige because he didn't answer the communication from Thaddeus. And you weren't sure whether it was intentional or whether it was a communication blackout thing in that area. You found Dr. Beige, who had been delivered a companion who was very good with her hands and did offer a happy ending as Spanners was leaving the safe house. And she had said that she would be, I've forgotten her name. She had been put there by
Bort.
Bort. That's right.
She was also hiding, she said.
Yeah. You two, Thaddeus and Click Clack, then shot yourself with the vests so they looked like they were red and you were out of the war games, and then proceeded to exit the hotel, which was again chaos all around where people were shooting and taking part in the war game, and walked over to a nearby hotel, of which you then snuck into the garage and broke into a unit which had a droid defending it, where you had a small scrap. You managed to acquire some items that were upgrades for your equipment. You You then caught up Spanners. He came and joined you in the garage, where you.
But he should have gone back to our workshop.
Well, when we originally discussed it, I did say 2 of us will go out and 1 of us will stay and defend.
Yep.
And then we didn't do that because two reasons really. A, we got distracted, and B, that's not really fun for the second person.
You went back
Third
to
person.
the workshops in your hotel, and you noticed that every single one had been opened, ransacked, looted, and you guys had lost an item each, of which you rolled for. Some of them, I think all 3 of them actually were 100% items. I'm not sure because I haven't got the thing open in front of me, which was quite upsetting for everybody. And I think we left it there, didn't we? Left it at that point. But what we did miss out, or quite a vital point, was the whole. I'd moved too many windows in the wrong direction. The whole situation regarding Amareth, where Click Clack went off while Spanners was hiding, and he went off seeking Amareth with his bounty hunting abilities. Using a streetwise check, worked out that she'd probably be in the convention where there was actually a party going on that evening, being the second night of the convention. He then snuck into the rafters to try, well, not rafters, we actually called them, but it could be in the catwalk. He went up to the catwalk where he was overlooking the party below and looking into the VIP area. And there was a little bit of confusion between what Nick was describing and what I described. And I described it like a nightclub with like I forgot what it's called now, an overlooking view,
Mezzanine.
And Nick had imagined it as if it was a super tall thing, and so there was a bit of miscommunication. But anyway, you did spot Amareth in the bar, and then you hopped down from the catwalk as security had also spotted you up there with some threats that we'd used, where you then snuck upstairs into the VIP area and took Amareth for a chat. She was talking to Dengar.
Yep.
And then you had a difficult conversation with her.
He was just super, like, uncooperative and did that thing where she was trying to have a conversation with me with what she thought I wanted to hear rather than what I was actually asking her.
Mm-hmm. And then she put a little device on the table which quickly scanned Click Clack, and he didn't think twice about it and shot it. And in the confusion of the blaster bolt, she flipped the table and disappeared into the crowd, of which then Click Clack was asked to leave because he didn't have a pass and he wasn't supposed to have a blaster in the VIP area. And that was all before...
Shit list. Amareth. Yeah, shit list. Amareth. Yeah, I hope you wasn't too attached to her, Dan, as an NPC.
Oh, no, I'm not attached to her at all.
I'm attached to her.
I hope you wasn't too attached to her, Ross.
So we left it where you guys had gone back to the unit and you were, oh no, we've had all our things stolen. All these good bits and pieces. Just going to find the spreadsheet, which I did put into the sheet, but I can't open it because my computer doesn't have Excel, like a complete idiot. So I'll open it elsewhere in a second. And you all lost an item which got reset to 0. Which is very frustrating. So in terms of time, this is probably about midday. You've got up in the morning, been woken up, war games have commenced, everything's in chaos. You've gone and done your raiding, you've been raided, and it's probably about midday. You can just hear sounds of some of the war games still going on very quietly. It all seems to have left the hotels and gone into sort of the centre of the city, where Spanners walked through before, and it was absolute chaos, you know. Stopped
Straight to the concierge.
Straight to the concierge.
Yep. Demand to see the manager. Complaint.
Okay. He's wearing a vest that's in red, and he's got the rifle slung on his arm. He's just like, hello, sir, how can I help you?
Your lockup security. Who am I going to kill?
Well, it's not me.
This one is real.
He sort of looks it up and down. He's very dejected because he's clearly been out of the game very early.
I'm not doing voices, sorry. This one is real.
Well, thank you, sir, for confirming that. I mean, this one isn't, and he pulls it up and puts it on the desk next to yours. I've already been threatened 17 times, and I assume your unit's been broken into, yes?
Yes.
Yes. What number was it, sir?
11T4.
It was you. Well, let me get the security footage, sir. Unfortunately, everybody was partaking in the games, and it seems some nefarious types took advantage of that to steal some parts from people. Of course, it doesn't happen at this convention, so let me get the camera feed for you. And he goes off out the back, and he's got that sort of mope, drop shoulders, and sort of mopes out the back, and comes back with a small data pad and says, "Can I transfer you the files, sir? I mean, I can't let you take my data pad." There we go. Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
I'm assuming we'll be refunded.
Well, unfortunately, sir, hotel policy does not cover convention breakings, and this is considered as a convention breaking. Also, clause 24B says if any war games happen, all security is off the table.
He just shoots me in the head. Walks away.
Security. From a little guest in the corner. You shoot him. Okay, that's fine. Never. It's only a little concierge. So if you go and look at the footage, you see they're like a group of not young, that's the wrong word, small xeno creatures, not xenomorph, but like, small aliens, short arms, quite long bodies, sort of reasonably tall heads, and you see them all come dashing into the camera, which is overlooking your unit. You see one stop at your lock, you see a load of them sort of whoosh past, and you see the one who's trying it, pushing on the codes, and then all of a sudden you see like a mech body come into the view and just slams the panel with a giant fist, and then you just see the crack in the door appear, and the little thing just pushes it open and runs in. You can see, as you've seen your unit workshop of your equipment, you just see this little alien creature run in and then run back out with a sack. I'm going to call it a swag sack because they're funny, but a swag sack over its shoulder, and runs off out of view of the camera. And then the mech thing who was watching sort of turns ever so slightly. So imagine he's kind of got his back to the camera, so you can't quite see, and he sort of just turns ever so slightly, and you catch a glimpse of his face, and it's one of these little creatures in a giant mech that he appears to be controlling.
Cool.
Do you share the footage with everyone?
Yeah, we're all clustered around it.
I don't know if anybody would recognise him. You can give me a daunting check of some description. Let's just find the character sheet.
Xenology.
No, not xenology. You can give me a daunting check for... I'll have a daunting intellect check between the group of you if you wish, so you can assist each other.
It's my jam.
Because this is something that you maybe would remember, or from what you were told.
I make an education check.
Yeah, sure, education, I would argue.
I will give you a blue
Thanks, man.
because that's all I can do, because everything else is dog shit.
And daunting's 4.
Daunting is 4, yes.
When I last upgraded spanners, I actually upgraded my education.
Ooh.
Yes, look at that.
Woo!
Okay, you look at the picture,
Triumph.
the video. You watch it, rewind it, watch it again, and I'll send you a message. And you sort of watch the video several times, and you just sort of something twigs in your brain. You're looking at this creature, and you're like, hold on a second. Watch the video back, and you vaguely remember the other members of your team telling you about something and someone that looks very similar to this.
And it says,
So it's fucking bounty hunters, isn't it?
Lupo. It's one of those bounty hunters to be encountered.
Is it out of character? Is it Lupo? Or are we being really racist here?
No, it's Lupo. Yeah,
Okay.
there was. So the way I imagine this is Rimux, Isar, and Lynn managed to spot an identifying mark. For example, maybe it's a scar or birthmark that happens to be on his side of his face.
Because I've met Lupo before. Click-Clack and Spanners have both met Lupo before,
Have they?
haven't we? Yeah,
Oh,
in the
yes, you
building,
did.
in the lab.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys look. Oh, you've got a triumph anyway with the supportive role. So you look, just think into your memory banks. That's what humans have got, and you're like, that looks like Lupo. And then Thaddeus maybe introduced and says, well, Lynn told me about this little creature with a scar across the eye, and then it just completely clicks. You're like, shit, this is Lupo.
I don't know what we can do with that information. I mean, we can hardly take the moral high ground. We were off robbing ourselves, so...
No, but while bounties themselves are outlawed here, I do think that vengeance is perfectly fine. We have some unfinished business with this little prick.
I do like his mech. I think I'd be more pissed off if the mech wasn't so awesome.
But at least we can get our parts back now as well.
Yes, indeed.
I think you will look beautiful in a mech. Why have I turned into a droid? I think you. I don't know. I don't even have a droid character. I don't know how that's happened. I think you will look good in that mech, Thaddeus.
Yeah, we can bury him in it. No, that would be silly. We should take the parts.
Do you think we might be able to find out which workshop is his on the net?
I think.
Go ahead. Please go. I was going to say something dumb and useless. Go.
I think between the three of us, we should be able to easily spot such a obvious individual, a unique individual without too much trouble. One would hope.
Okay.
And then we will make them talk. He just pulls out this whole pair of pliers from his little toolbox that he's built. Click-Clack has some issues to work through.
It's at this point that Thaddeus will say, Spanners, when you contacted Amareth, did you use the number she'd given you?
Yes.
I wonder, because there was a cloaking device used, if someone else isn't pretending to be Amareth. I know she's not the most shining character, but I don't. I would hate for us to exact vengeance on her if she's been captured by a third party and they just using her visage, for example. Is it possible that you could build a disruptor for such a device or something like that to uncloak a person?
Yeah. Could I have a hand scanner. I bought it. Does Spanners think he could... Does Spanners think he could adapt a hand scanner to be able to detect if somebody was using holographic disguising technology?
Well, this would definitely be the place to find some parts to be able to do that. So I think yes, you could.
Would that have been something Click Clack would have noticed when he was like that far from her, with his arm round her and everything?
No. But this would be the place to find some parts to build something like that.
I might be able to do something, Professor Thaddeus. I'd have to go and get some parts, but I might be able to adapt my hand scanner to be able to detect such technology.
Tell me what
Ma-
you need.
Maybe you could source those parts from all of the stolen goodies that we are about to liberate.
That's a good point.
Well, I think it's clear we need somebody to play defense in this. I volunteer to remain here at the workshop and work on my speeder. If you two would like to go and see if you can find Lupo and the parts I need, and then we can reconvene. What do you think?
I'm also happy to stay if you would like to go and bust some heads.
All right, it's not really my forte. I'm happy to play defense.
All right. Do you need one of these? And he flips his arm back and like shows the vibro machete. Would this assist you? And he's like ready to unclip it.
Spanos goes, no need, and he goes, and his van blades come out of hidden like apparatus up his sleeves. And he goes, don't worry, if someone comes in here, I'll give them what for.
Excellent.
Nick,
Hello.
go to retcon. What did I just say? Can you give me a hard xenology check, please?
Did
With-
he give
with-
you a
With
hard
a black,
xenology check?
please, because obviously the VIP area would have been dark and bits and pieces. Rosso, sent you a message.
Can I open up the correct character sheet? Would really help.
You can.
Let me just, because I just realised, I was like, fucking hell, Click Clack's intelligence is really high. I had ISAR's sheet open. However, can I argue once more that the Verpine have a racial trait called microscopic sight,
Mm-hmm.
which allows them to remove setback dice when making perception checks involving tiny or microscopic details. Could I argue that would that my really good eyesight would counter that, Black?
Okay, so what I was going to get you to roll for was
Yeah.
being so close to Amareth to notice if there was any like flaws in her visage or her appearance that you may
And-
have.
And my incredibly good eyesight would notice very small flaws in that.
Go on then.
Hard, yeah. So 3 and 3. It didn't matter.
Okay, no worries. No, you can't pick out any. Or sorry, let's say you were thinking about it after the conversations happened with everybody else. And you're like, no, I can't think of any detail. I can't do the voice. Any details that would stand out that would be true or false or happy or blonde.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think this is my house phone. Give me 2 seconds, please, everybody.
Mm-hmm. 1, 2, Mm.
Sorry, I muted the camera, but not the microphone. Where were we? So Clicklight didn't find any details, feature details.
Didn't think that there was any truth to this hypothesis that perhaps it's not really Amarith.
So somebody was staying, is that right?
Spanners is going to stay and play defense and get
Bring
on
up
with his-
1,000 claymores to the door.
Fixing the door might be.
Have you got a welding torch?
He's got all kinds of shit. I imagine there would be one in this workshop that
Yeah.
we've hired as well.
Is it worth it to just weld it shut?
So that we can all go out or weld it shut.
I mean, we can then
Right.
all go out, or then you can be safe and focus on your work. Either of those options.
Unless there's a fire, then you can't get out.
Or you'd need an arc cutter. I don't know what the hell they call them. An unwelder. Or a vibroblade to just slice through the welds you've put on the door.
I'm going to use my other mine. I'm going to set up my other mine near the door, and then if anyone comes in, he can go and point at the mine and the trigger. In his hand.
Just always got it ready in one hand.
Yeah. He's got 4.
True, I like that. Okay,
That's the plan. He does that.
so you guys are going in search of Lupo, is that right? Or trying to find some data about
Yeah.
Lupo?
Yeah, we've got to find Lupo, get our shit back, and get the extra shit that he stole.
Okay.
First thing
use
Thaddeus does-
extraordinary bounty hunting abilities to try and do that.
Thaddeus is going to phone Bort straight away and ask him if he knows this Lupo character. Because Lupo is like a bounty hunter, so he's probably bought weapons from Bort. Bought from Bort.
I can't remember Bort's voice. And it was a bit cockney or something like that.
Big rough.
That's yeah. That also brings me to mind something. You saying that he's a bounty hunter. He's probably in quite a bit of trouble because bounty hunters aren't meant to go after other bounty hunters, and he come after me.
After bounties.
But you can still steal from them, right?
Well, Steve
Oh, yeah.
doesn't happen at the
But
convention.
but previously, he come after us.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
well before the convention.
No, I know. It just popped into my head.
Yeah. Hello, Thaddeus. That's probably wrong, but we're going to go with it.
Bort,
Yeah.
do you know the little shit named Lupo?
Did you say Lupo?
Yes.
Yeah. Bye, Thaddeus.
Okay. Do you think Bort is buying the shit that Lupo stole? Like, is he in on this? I don't know what's going on.
You get a call come through from a number that isn't Bort's very shortly afterwards.
Hello?
Thaddeus, don't use that name on an open comm. It'll get you killed.
Oh,
Dismantled,
okay.
sorry.
yeah, that's more scary than killed for me, for sure.
Yeah, he's bad business. I don't deal with him. I haven't dealt with him. Have you seen him?
We have security footage of him stealing a whole bunch of shit from all of the lockups here, including ours. So Click and I are armed to the teeth and ready to come beat the shit out of him and steal.
Unalive. Unalive him.
We would like to unalive him.
Good luck with that. I'm off to my safe place. See
Do you know where he is?
No, good luck.
It's haunts. Come on, board. Give me something, man.
I'm telling you, stay away from him. I gave you something.
I'm going after him.
Then good luck, Thaddeus. See you in
Well,
the
tell me
scrap heap.
where he lives, where he haunts.
I'm not getting involved in him. He's bad business.
This is the second time you've disappointed me, Bort.
Probably third.
Good thing I'm
but
not
yeah,
Gitlac.
all right.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thanks for nothing, I guess.
Yeah,
Bye.
I'm gonna go to a safe place. I didn't sound like it, but he sounded scared of that name.
Do we just let him get away with it? If he's too much trouble?
A second time, no. The little prick can't be that scary if he run away back on terrace. We missed an opportunity there, and if he is here and causing us grief again, I think it is time before he becomes a problem.
Okay. Let's do this thing. Spanners, we'll see you later.
Hang on, let me try something. Can I do a computer's check to see if I can find out which workshop is registered to him? I'm imagining this is a bit of a hacky situation rather than it just being publicly listed.
Not from here. You'd have to go elsewhere. I assume the computers in here are specifically for designing, fabricating, or local data, not necessarily connected to. Well, they'd be connected to the hotel server, I guess. So I think you could either do that from the hotel server, or if you want to go hack an information point somewhere else, I'm happy with that.
But yes, while you're out and about, if you could plug yourself in to a category A terminal and let me know. Between you and I, we might be able to find out on the net which workshop is registered to him. Just an idea. If your bounty hunting skills come up with naught.
That sounds like a good option. What do you think, Click Clack? Can we scare that concierge into using his PC terminal?
He's dead.
I don't know that.
I think the concierge will be more than happy to let us use his terminal, but I might not go there with you.
Okay, 2 seconds. I'll be back.
So you go up to the lobby, and there's a couple of people around the lobby that are, again, red vests, all looking to check him, or maybe talking excitedly about the war games. And you just step behind the concierge desk, and there he is on the floor with a blaster bolt in his head, just wearing a red vest, but dead. But there doesn't seem to be anyone else back here. Either they're engaged in the game still, or whatever.
Is there a higher security terminal nearby that I could get access to without him stopping me?
But he's dead, so he won't stop you.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Because he's not there to stop me. Can I get somewhere more high security?
Yes, so maybe you can step. So I imagined the way I did it was that he stepped backwards to go into a room, came back out with a data pad to share the data. So you can see that door is open. He didn't close it after Click Clack shot him in the face, obviously. So you can see into their computer terminals that clearly look like a camera system and potentially a security system.
Thaddeus will just peek his head round the corner. Is there anyone in that room? Okay, he'll go jack in and let Spanners jack off.
Spanners, if you're in that system, you might want to erase the security footage in reception.
Okay, well, why is that?
It's best you don't ask questions.
Oh, okay, sure. What is everybody else's computer skill? I got 1 yellow, 3 green.
3 green.
I'm going to give you a
That's
blue,
probably-
blue for Thaddeus being plugged in, and being a remote modem for you. But I'm going to make Thaddeus be immobilized while he's doing this, as in all of his CPU power is assisting you.
Oh, something's going to creep up on it.
And
but
I keep an eye on the door.
sure.
Like, I'll position myself to be facing the door, but I'm happy to,
Pretend to
system completely shut down.
plug in and pretend to be a chair.
Yeah.
And what difficulty do you want, Dan?
So tell me what you're trying to achieve. You're trying to get in. I say, tell me, and then I'm telling you. You're trying to get into the security network. Sorry, maybe the local network security system of the hotel, then out into the computer network of this area to try and track down Lupo.
Because obviously we're all registered, and we're registered that we're staying at this hotel with the convention, right?
Mhm.
There's like a directory, so the internal staff can see, so they can see where everyone's staying and they're appropriately boarded.
I guess
Right.
guest list, yeah. You could try and hack the convention data, maybe. It's up to you. You tell me what you're going to do, and I will tell you dices.
Or follow the cameras, like the security cameras, and watch where he goes.
I don't think Spanners would think of that because I didn't think. What I was thinking was everybody must be registered, regardless of the fact there's workshops at multiple hotels. Everybody must be registered because, like, they delivered shit to people. I reckon the convention on their server will know where every workshop is registered for the Scrap Heap Challenge. So I'm going to hack into the convention server to identify which workshop is registered to him, because I don't think that Lupo would shit on his own doorstep like we didn't. We went to a different hotel to go and rob,
Two stuff.
so I think he would probably do the same
Okay, I'm going to give you
if he had any sense.
a daunting check for, but I'm going to give you 2 blues. One for being assisted by these guys, the current chair and Click Clack, and one for you hacked the code, if you remember, earlier in this thingy with Reed and bits and pieces, and that kind of had a well, you haven't checked it for a while, but you might have been receiving messages from that thing that you hacked in the code. So let's say that gives you a potential in as well. So
Oh yeah, you're already in.
let's give you a blue for that. But you're trying something different. So let's try that. A blue from these guys helping you, and a blue from that sort of information.
Okay. Fail with advantage.
A fail with advantage, eh?
You didn't fail. You did not succeed with
I
advantage.
did not succeed with
Okay.
advantage.
So you were looking for data. There was one thing that you were also asked to do, which is scrub the cameras. So let's say that the one pair of hands was going over here on this keyboard to do this, and the other one was just looking for the security cameras. You get to see the feed of where Click Clack shoots this guy in the face, and that's why he asked you not to ask questions. Whether you're horrified of that, I don't know.
We'll deal with that in a moment.
You may try again, but you will have to add a black die to this check, please.
Spanners, we'll see the camera and go, oh gosh, and then look back to the other one and say, oh, I can't find him. Shall I pull out? Or shall I keep going? Thaddeus, Click Clack.
Is Thaddeus able to respond?
Oh yeah. You're just not able to move.
Okay. And he'll say, we need this information. I would say try again.
Okay. Same rolls, but with a black
Yeah, we'll
added.
add a black in. Yeah, just maybe it's time pressure, or the longer you're in the system, the worse it is for you.
I'm guessing this is going to be worse, but let's give it a go. Oh, did we say we can convert that to a success?
Yes.
Success.
Yeah, 4 advantages to success. Okay, perfect. So you managed to glean some data that Lupo or something, a room or something along those lines, or a workshop is registered to Lupo over on the far side of the city from where you are. When you flew over the city, as with every city, you have the really nice high rises and all those nice bits and pieces over here, and you have the slightly scummier areas over this side. That registered address is over in the scummy side, and let's say you manage to pull up a crime report or something. This looks like a very nice city, but there is a very high crime rate in that particular area. More like the slums, let's call it that way.
Great. Spanos will ping that to the others and say, pull out, Thaddeus, pull out. We have what we need. Now, Click-Clack, I know you said don't ask any questions, but can I just ask what the receptionist did to deserve being shot through the head?
He would not give us a refund.
I see. Now, I'm not entirely sure that was.
I'm having a bad day.
I don't think we should be murdering receptionists, should we?
I didn't realise I came here for a moral lecture.
Well, perhaps a better way to approach this conversation would be to be about risk. So, you know, there's a risk reward in life. That's could have put a target on our backs with the local law enforcement, could it not?
That's why you were to scrub the tapes.
Well, I have done
And then
so.
there is no risk. Thank
Well,
you.
I have done so, but please
Enjoy
be
your modding.
Spanos will have a deep sigh and then he'll get to work.
Because it's about to get a lot worse than the receptionist.
I know we said pew pew in the chat earlier, but I better get some more meat.
Are there any orphanages on the way?
There are actually. There are 3.
Superb. I want some grenades.
I better get some stats out for orphanages. There we go. Right, so you're staying in the workshop. We'll get you to do some rolls in a minute for some flavour of how you're progressing, building your design. Thaddeus and Click-Clack, you're now going for an adventure via the orphanage, is that right?
We're going on an adventure.
Perfect. Okay. So, are you guys walking through town, or are you going to use the speeder thing that you were given?
We're going to get a taxi.
Can I call a taxi? Nice.
Just one thing as we're getting into the
No.
taxi.
Sorry, we need the skiff to bring our stuff back, don't we? The speeder, the hauler, the...
Well, they walked off with just a bag,
Yeah,
right?
a swag
Swag
bag.
bag.
Yeah, so I'm happy to say that you can carry it.
Fair enough. Sorry, go on. What? Just
I
one
can't
thing.
remember what I was going to say.
Oh,
Oh, yes. Thaddeus will pull out a Mark II EMP grenade and he'll toss it over to you, Click-Clack. And he'll say, I found these when we were on the space station, and they might come in handy against this mech. So hang on to one. I've got one. It's party time.
if I wasn't holding an EMP grenade, I might come in handy.
Okay, so you're going to jump on the skiff. No, sorry, jump in a taxi, is that right?
Yeah, because I thought if we take the skiff, they might fucking steal it in the ghetto. Slums. So, let's take a taxi.
Or they'll be able to drag it back to our hotel, because as we've established, the skiff has the hotel writing on it.
That too.
Yeah. So you guys come out the hotel, go to the taxi rank, and the guy pulls up. He's wearing a red vest like everybody else, where he's clearly been shot out of this game. He's like, all right, lads, are you guys out as well? Yeah, back to the grind, innit? Where can I take you?
We would like to go to, and then whatever the street is.
Oh, the slums! Oh, you don't want to go down there for a good time, gents.
We are going to have a very good time down there, and he's just tapping the barrel of his blaster on his shoulder.
You,
A very good time indeed.
gonna make some trouble?
No, perish the thought. We are going to reclaim what has been stolen from us.
Mum's the word. He gives you a wink and says, if you were gonna do trouble, maybe I could, help you out. I'm a bit pumped, you see. I've been shooting people all morning, but you know it's not as fun shooting people when they don't fall over with a big burning hole in their chest.
You speak my language there.
Could I help you at all? You got a spare blaster? Actually, it don't matter. I've got my own in the boot. Could I join you?
If you desire,
Yeah.
we are going to murder. No, we are going to reclaim some parts.
Yeah, yeah. Mum's the word. Len's the name. Obin.
Thank you, Len.
And I imagine it's like.
And this camp was where, but I thought, now forget it. Go home to the slums.
I imagine it's like the taxis from Fifth Element. That's how I want it in my brain. Goes, right then, lads, you all geared up? Everyone ready? Oil ready? Pressure good? Looking at Thaddeus. Yeah, you've got your blaster. I can see that. That's good. And he goes, could you just reach behind the seat back there and pull out mine, please? And as he's driving along and
Thaddeus will happily just pull it out and give it to him.
just pulls out as a blaster pistol, a light blaster pistol. And he goes, I haven't used this in a long time. There's actually a bit of dust on it, you can see. Perfect. Let's go. He's a little bit trigger happy. He goes, right, we're approaching the slums. I'm going to park a little bit away because I don't want to be taxi taken, because after all of this manic stuff that's going to happen, I've got to drive that home right and earn some money. So let's pull up round here and we'll just put a sheet over it to pretend that it's a bit of rubbish. And he asks you to disembark the taxi, and it does exactly as he says, goes in the boot, pulls out an old sheet and over the top. They do in the movies where they hide all the
Push some stuff up against it
That's
to
it,
make
like-
it look like it's a pile.
Star Wars cardboard. Just, he goes, right, where we going?
It's just over there to the
Oh,
left, I believe.
That's a bad place over there. No, look around. You can see loads of the buildings around here are not in disrepair, but very, very poorly maintained. And this particular building that you pointed at looks like some form of like saloon, nightclub. You think it's got bad neons out the front, and you can see that there's some unsavoury characters around. It actually looks, I guess, cleaner than the other bits and pieces, but that's where some of the ruffians come when they're out of town. And there's always fights over here, and sometimes there's some fatalities. I'm not scared. I'm going in with you. Who am I shooting, though?
We will describe the small race of beings. I can't. You didn't name
Aline.
Aline, yeah.
All right, no worries. And he just sort of looks around the corner, sees like a drunk on the floor, and picks up their hat. It's like a straw Panama hat or whatever. Goes, I'm ready, and he puts his gun inside his jacket. It's very obvious he's got something going on, but he's just trying to look cool.
Off we go.
Click Clack has his harness on, so he's just got his blaster like he normally does, just like that. Not hiding it.
So you come up towards the doors of the saloon, and Len looks a little bit nervous. I said more on edge, I guess, more on the nerves. And a large man stands up at the door and goes, can I help you? You look like the sort we have in here. That's a nice blaster, that one. He sort of eyes you up and down. He looks at Thaddeus and goes, any weapons to declare?
No.
Okay, no worries. Well, there you go, lads. Best of luck to you. And you
Any
Quite
credits?
strange. Like as soon as we were inside, he says to Thaddeus will say to Click like, it's quite strange that he didn't ask if I was carrying any weapons. He just asked if I had any to declare. Very odd. Anyhow,
So you walk through the saloon doors, which are wooden. I like a good saloon door, which are wooden, and you know go back and whatever they're called. And it's a dark, dingy saloon in here. There's bad lighting. There is smoke in various places. I need that page. In various places, and you can see a load of people inside, and They're all having a good time, having a laugh, and occasionally you'll just see someone throw a punch and someone will fall over a table. Then they'll get up and go ha ha, and then continue whatever they were doing beforehand. It's a bit of a rowdy place.
Bar. We go to the bar. That's where you go in these sorts of places. Up to the bar.
Yep.
Find the barkeep.
Lynn says, I'll watch over here by the door. Keep an eye out. Watch your back. Yeah. And he sort of just leans like a cowboy would, casually lean against the door like a wall frame and put his hat ever so slightly down where he can see you. This guy's going to get killed, isn't he?
No, the thing is, we're going to do our utmost to protect him now.
Yeah, he's one of us now.
Len must not die. Beige can jump off a bridge. So you walk up to the bar. It's very dirty. The floor's sticky. No problem, but it's sticky. And the bartender is sort of an elderly, grizzly human. Looks up and goes, "Can I help you, lads?" And just wipes the bar down with some sloppy water and tries to wipe it up. Wipes it on with a cloth and wipes it off with his arm. One glass. Oil for you, sir, or are you okay? No, you're okay.
I'm good.
You, sir, can I get you two?
2 drinks.
Okay.
And then he will give him enough that's enough for the money and the obligatory bribe. I don't know how much that is in, again, I don't know how much that is in the system, like 50 credits or whatever, but he'll just say, "We need to speak to Lupo."
Go away, man. He sort of looks back and forward up the bar and just to see if anyone's heard the name and goes, "I don't think you should be saying that name out loud in here, me boy."
I have
We
spoken.
we need to speak to him all the same.
Well, this is the one. 4. This is the 4th one. He's rented out the whole bar. Brings all his mates, all these people in here are his mates. He rents out the yard out the back. Are you going to cause trouble for me, bar?
I'm not going to cause trouble for your bar. We are old acquaintances of his.
Well, I have a feeling, I might be wrong, there's some damage that's going to get caused. So if you can compensate me, I'll tell you where to find him.
He'll just put 500 credits on the bar.
He'll whip it off as fast as possible, like so nobody sees it. He goes, out the back, in the yard, just across the ways. Code to the back door is 552. Good evening, gentlemen.
As soon as we've stepped away, Thaddeus is going to go, "That was pretty dumb of him, because now we've paid him so we can damage as much of his property as we like. That's how that works, right?"
Yes.
Cool.
I'm not normally one for collateral damage, but you make a fine point. We have paid the excess on his insurance. We'll go and collect Len.
You know where he is, everybody?
I'll hand him his drink.
Oh. He just necks it in one go and goes, "Phew, I'm ready. Where we go?"
To the yard.
Okay. Then you hear him, "Ba-doo," with his blaster. They make that silly noise, don't they, occasionally? "I'm ready. Who are we shooting?"
You know how flamethrowers have that little primer at the end of them?
Pilot.
The little flame. Yeah, the
Yeah.
pilot lights or whatever. You just hear Thaddeus's switch on, but it's in his mouth, and you just hear
It's,
this.
where
And there's
most
this
people have a
little glow.
uvula, he's got the
Yeah,
pilot light.
pilot light. And you just see this glow.
You'll know who we're shooting when we start shooting them, I'm sure.
All right, let's go. Lead the way.
And we will go to the yard,
Okay, punch
key in the code that we were just given.
The door opens.
I
to the back
5-2.
yard, and you can just see a large yard out the back, and it's full of junk that's been collected, and just peeking. You can well, it goes round to the right, goes quite far back. If you think, and as you exit the door and walk forward a bit, you can hear activity in this yard going on. You hear things, ding ding, like things being sawn up or something being created.
Click clack, did we give him a chance to return our goods?
Of course, we will give them a chance to return our goods.
Okay. Let's go.
We stroll on through with maximum gonads.
So as you come round to the right, obviously the junkyard goes round to the right. You can just see these Alina calls or whatever creatures. That some are climbing on top of things. They're clearly either screwing down or cutting away. Others are working on the small. There's probably about 30, 40 of these people here. Aliens. They're here, just doing work on general bits and pieces. And one will see you and go, "Ugh, who's that?" And they all
Do
stop.
any of the 30 or 40 that we've seen look like they are hardened fighters, or are they just mechanics?
That sounds like a perception roll out of 40 people. You know who you're looking for, so you can have a blue, so you know you're looking for somebody with like the facial scar that what's his name? Lupo has Took was the other guy, wasn't it? Lupo has got.
Yeah, Volkswagen Lupo.
Okay, so what difficulty would you like?
I would say average. There's quite a lot of people here, but I've added a black because. Sorry, I had a blue.
Oh.
Yeah, so you spot 3 that have got scars on their face that look very similar. But out of them, none look really like hardened fighters. They all look like they're minions.
Cool.
Fodder.
Maximum gonads. Let's do this.
Maximum gonads. I want to scroll. Does there look like an office or a porter cabin or a throne constructed out of junk or some other bullshit like that where we would find someone who is trying to live right above their station in life?
Not in the immediate vicinity. Like, you're looking at a group of like 40 things, and they're all climbing over the junk. So you just see a huge pile of junk, and they look like they're building something, but you can't quite make out what it is.
Is one close to us?
Yeah, so there's one close to you.
Give them a little wave and a beckon them to us.
They will take a few steps.
We're not being aggressive.
Yeah, they'll take a few steps forward and they go, "What do you want?"
We're here to see an old acquaintance, Lupo. Could you fetch him, please?
Don't know anyone of the name.
Bang.
He falls over.
We're looking for Lupo.
The rest immediately scatter behind cover. You said you're looking for Lupo?
Yes.
He's not here.
I'm not.
He's very trigger happy today.
I've had a very bad day. Where is Lupo?
He's not here.
Okay. Nude tact. Where are the parts you took from, and then the hotel name? I can't remember what the hotel that we called it.
Majestic or
The
something.
Majestic, thank you. And then the locker number, the 211 D4. We require our parts back, and we shall leave.
You think we keep a record of that when we're stealing? And then you just hear a laugh echo around all the Aline.
Bang.
I think this one's up for a fight, lads. And you hear him sort of like start banging or whatever to try and make a bit of a noise, and they go, "Charge!"
Roast them, Thaddeus.
Okay. Let's roll some initiative just out of shits and giggles because you like murdering things. Just a bit of paper.
Flickback has had a very, very bad day.
We're rolling cool, right?
You're going to roll cool, yeah. Messelin de Gaul is the name of that guy. I just found it on my pad.
Who?
The guy that sent you
The guy we're about to
basket.
kill.
No, the guy that sent you
Oh,
the
who
basket.
sent us the basket?
It is cool is cunning, is that right? Presence, sorry. Got it wrong. Do it every time. Like an absolute idiot. I also keep trying to click on the dice roller in the middle of the recording screen. Doesn't work, everybody.
Is this combat going to take very long?
Probably not, but if you need to go to the toilet.
No, I was just going to say, should we do it before we get into combat? But if it's not going to be very long, that's fine.
It won't be very long there. So we have...
Because we're going to die so quickly.
No, we have a PC1, PC2, and then all the NPCs after that. So you guys can go first.
We were either going to go and find Lupo and kill him and take all that stuff back, or give him his life for all of our stuff back, or we were going to go and find Amarith and unalive her for bullshit. So it's probably worked out the best that we did this first.
Murder all these little guys and get it out of your system.
Absolutely.
Okay, over to you guys. These Aline have charged out of cover. A couple of them have got blasters in hand. A few of them have got just bits of metal, pipes, sharp things. And two of the groups have started running towards you. And it is you guys first.
Roast them, Thaddeus. What range are they?
I'd say medium for range, because you guys stopped a little way away and they've all done behind cover. So I would say medium for the first round at least.
That's fine. I'll use my maneuver to aim. What difficulty?
2 is medium.
2 for medium. 2 successes. That's an okay start. It's not great, but it's okay. So that's 11 damage.
11 damage, okay. Sorry, Richard, won't be long. 2 of these groups,
Right.
So a group have run at you. I'm going to just average out. One's already dead, so they're just groups of 10, just to make it easy. 2 of this group charge towards you and just get, maybe they're the front ones in the line, like they were in the medieval days. They just get hit with the arrows first. They just get hit by the flame. They protect the guys behind them, but they just fall over in burning carcasses. Sorted. Over to Click-Clack next.
Okay. Click-Clack. For some reason, I don't have a weapon with auto-fire, which seems bizarre. Because that's what I was looking for when I was shopping, but it is what it is. So they are in medium range. I'll aim. Boom. So I have another success on that from a Bantha's Eye, so that's... sorry, I'm just checking my weapon damage stuff. Okay, that's on Tricyc. So 11 damage and 2 crits.
Okay, I'm not going to bother you getting to roll them because
No, that's
you
fine.
guess that they are minions. Are you shooting the group that is running towards you, or are you shooting one slightly further back that have set up?
No, the one that's running towards us.
Okay, no worries. Let's take that back to that one then. And that one you got 4. Okay.
This is the mindset of kill as many of the fodder as possible and make the rest stop in fear, because they're gonna know that the shit's coming for them.
So this group has charged towards you. They've been engulfed in some flame, and as the flame dissipates, a load of blaster bolts go, and a few more fall. And you hear them.
And he's just really cool as a cucumber while doing it. I'm not like stressed or anything. He's literally just pointing his blaster and he's just mowing them down casual like.
So as you guys are, I assume, standing side by side, or at least reasonably, Len steps in and goes, "Woohoo!" Just fires off his blaster. Maybe his arms side on camera. and he's just literally his arms come through next to you, and he just fires a load of shots at the group.
Go on,
that
Len.
you guys shot. Jesus Christ, Len.
Holy shit.
So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he did 10 damage. So you watch another 2 of this group just get completely peppered and fall to the ground. However, he was not expecting as much recoil out of the blaster. He's not used it for some time, so he immediately just drops his blaster and just falls to the floor after it. So he's falling prone and then falling to the floor to get it. That's his threats that he's got. So the group that you were charging at you with pipes
Good
and
shooting, Len.
Thank you. He looks up from the floor. So the group that were charging you have been mowed down by blaster shots and fire. The last 2 that are in this group just dive for complete total cover. They stop their advance entirely, dive behind a large piece of metal or whatever it is, and duck in there. One of the groups at the back fire some blaster bolts down at you guys. I'm going to take Thaddeus as the beginner. Have you got range defense?
I have 2 range defense.
Jesus Christ. Woof. What roll was that?
Wow. So you can convert 4 of them to 1 success.
Yeah, I
And,
don't think it really
counts.
matters. That's an awful roll. So this group see Thaddeus as a threat and they just fire, shoot down towards you, but they're either not ready for the ferocity of your team assault on their friends. Maybe they're a bit shook up. However, they're going to force you to have a black die on your next attack, Ross, using an advantage against that, if that's okay.
Yep.
The next group will then shoot down at Click Clack using the same roll, which is probably going to...
Just 1 range defense.
Thank you. Probably going to fail as well, because I'm a complete loser. There we go. So the other group, they're clearly not designed for fighting, and they shoot down at you and completely sort of pepper around you. You're standing perfectly still where you just raised your rifle and shot. These blaster bolts just picking around the dirt that you're standing in. And the other 4th group move from medium into short range. They're all charging still, and they'll move into short range ready for the engage combat. And back round to you guys.
Happy for me to take it, or do you want it?
Yeah, God, no God.
I was just going to flame again. So if you're going to do something, then
I'll
Right.
you can flame first.
okie dokie. Flame on. Oh, come on. All I need is some successes, some advantages. That's really what I need.
You need to mod your flame projector to have a Bantha's Eye so you get automatic advantage.
Yeah.
Ross,
So that's 11 damage.
which group were you shooting at? The 2 that dive
Oh,
behind
I was
cover?
supposed to have a black. Sorry, you said I needed a black.
Are you shooting at the 2 guys in cover, or are you shooting at this new group that's moved
No.
into...
The new group.
Okay, no problem.
The 2 guys in cover, I'm going to assume are. Let me just roll that black.
So 1
it's okay,
success.
so it's just the.
Just the
Yeah,
base
1
damage.
success and 1 advantage. So 10 damage.
Okay, no problem. You see 2 of their number fall down, writhing in flame, and the other guys are still continuing to come towards you.
So you said this was like a junkyard, yeah? And I imagine, junkyards have got piles of shit, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Just for funsies, because this is a murder everything in sight kind of battle. I'd like to flip a light side point, and Click Clack just sees this other group running towards him, and he's like, and he shoots. He sees like a propane tank, or the Star Wars equivalent of a propane tank, under a big stack that's just off to their left. I want to flip a light side point. He shoots this propane tank, whatever, equivalent, blows up, and the whole thing just falls on this approaching group and smushes the lot of them.
Sure, because it sounds fun.
Okay. So, that's what he does.
Okay.
Shoots the propane tank explodes, and this big old creaky pile of
They're dead.
junk sways and then just smears them. No, falls over and just.
Yeah.
But it's a pile of junk. So as it falls, it disintegrates and it literally just across.
create some rough terrain on the battlefield too, just for for flavour. Perfect. So Len shouts up from the ground, goes, "That was amazing!" Grabs his blaster in one hand, just aims it at the two groups at the back that are shooting, and just fires off his blaster in a load of
Go on,
shots. I'm going to give him a black die because from his vantage point they'll have partial cover because of the stuff that's falling down. I don't need to explain myself, but I'm going to anyway because I like to. I like the sound of my own voice. There we go.
Does he have a blue for not moving and aiming because he's laying on the?
Because he picked up his rifle.
Okay.
No.
He has a blue from my advantage.
Okay.
And I had to give it to the next person, which would have been Nick. So technically,
The next roll. Give it to the
That's
next roll.
one.
Don't worry about it. So he fires some blaster bolts into one of the ranged groups, and he's just like, "Yeah, just like the Clone Wars!" And he's firing blaster bolts off, and he connects with them and knocks down one of the group that are lined up firing. And then,
But
unfortunately,
he does give them a blue.
he's going to drop his blaster again because he's not very good at this. Maybe he was kicked out of the Clone Wars because he's got a dodgy hand. I don't know. He can only hold it for for a second.
He's got arthritis. He can't actually grip it hard enough.
There we go. And then the two groups are going to fire back. So the first group are going to fire back at Thaddeus. You have 2 range defense, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Pow! 6, 7, 8 damage, sir.
Okay.
Obviously, take your soak off.
I have to check how much soak I have. I only have 3 soak.
Oof, that was some good shots. Here's just a hail of bolts that come shooting down, and they're going to make you take a step back. That gives you thematically gives you a black die on your next attack with the advantage that I have. I definitely think that's what I can do. No, I can't do that.
The frustrating or lose benefit of a prior maneuver.
Yeah.
It's a frustrating.
Yeah, does suffer a strain, yeah, just to make it easy. And then next group, they will fire at. I'm going to roll a D100, and they're either going to shoot 0 to 50 at Click Clack or 51 to 100 at Len being on the floor. I've just pushed a button, and I have no idea what that means. I pushed the symbols button. It allows you to give the auto hits and these. Let go away. Roll.
He's
37.
carefully curating a dice pool.
I didn't realise the symbols button was. Well, I knew it was there, but I didn't realise what it actually does. So they're 1 to 50. They were shooting a Click Clack. So a load of blaster bolts comes down towards Mr. Click Clack. You've got
One range defense.
One
Yep.
range defense. Pow! They hit. So 6, 7 damage with 2 threats. I think
Wow, damage.
that they will impose themselves to have an issue next time. I think maybe they're getting a bit scared. You've just taken out 2 of their groups really quickly. I think I'm going to give myself a black die on that group's next check. And I'll put it there. So you've still got 2 guys that are hidden off to the left-hand side. And then these 2 groups that are, one's obviously been shot, but they're still firing down on your position. And it's background to the top. Sorry, Richard, won't be long.
I need to apologise.
Once that is.
Do you want it, Nick?
No, you.
Okay. I'm just gonna deep
I want to
fry
see you
again.
blow a whole group up with blast.
That's what I wanted. That's what I've been trying to do, man.
And I want you to have as big a group as possible to do that in.
Are they close?
No, the close group got completely squished by.
So they're
falling
medium
debris.
then.
So it's medium for the 2 groups that are left, or short
Okay.
for the 2 that are taking cover over to the left.
No,
They
I
didn't.
don't care about those guys.
They didn't take a turn last time because I forgot about them.
Oh, holy
How many
fuck.
do we? How many do we? Never mind.
4
Doesn't matter.
to success, but it doesn't matter. I think you should.
You could give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blues.
You get 7 blues.
So
The next roll gets 7 blues.
maybe Thaddeus
What a
didn't
fucking
quite compensate for the new debris that's appeared in front of him, and all he's done is he's made them all stand up a bit more, so they're all visible, a bit more visible. Over to you, Nick.
Okay. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? They are
Jesus
all
Christ.
very dead.
How much damage is that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 17.
17 damage plus 2 crits.
Plus 1 crit plus an actual crit, yeah.
So 17 damage. That goes down to 6, 4. So you take out 5 members of one of the groups, just firing a blaster bolt of hail of blaster bolts up into the.
And he'll just say, it would be a much better day for you if you fucked off.
This is true, but it's much more fun for you to murder them. So Len from the floor.
But I was just, trying to make this a bit more dynamic than just we shoot each other.
So Len from the floor says, "That was amazing." He picks up his pistol and dashes forward to stand on top of the scrap.
We
to get
believe in you, Len.
And he will fire. He's going to give himself a take away his black because he's now on the floor. And he fires a load of fucking hell, a constant drop on his weapon. And he fires some shots into the group that Click Clack fired at, and one more falls over to the ground. And we're going to move over to the NPC slot. However, where he's run forward ever so slightly, he's exposed himself to the 2 that are on the left, who come charging at. This is thematically. I'm going to flip over a dark side point for this. Who thematically come charging out of cover, rugby tackle him together, and he falls forward over the front of the junk, so you can no longer see where he's gone into the battlefield. The next group are going to take aim down at Clicky Clack. No,
We must save Len.
The theme of Bad Boys starts playing.
So the first group shoots down at Thaddeus again, who forgot to roll his range defense, but it makes no difference because they didn't hit. They shoot down, not causing any trouble, but causing themselves a blue die for one of you guys to shoot back at them if you want to. And then the next group take a shot down at Click Clack again. We're okay, these ones, aren't we? You've got 1 range defense, and these guys are still quite healthy. And I've pushed the roll button. Pow! They connect again, doing 7 damage. And they are going to. Oh, I didn't realise you can negate the defensive bonus. Didn't know that. They're going to add a black die onto your check, please, sir. Just for shits and giggles. Oof!
Got to counter all them blues.
Yeah, they're doing some damage. And back round to you guys at the top. Len's fallen forward over the scrap, or rugby tackled over the scrap.
I'm going to use my maneuver to charge over the scrap.
Okay.
And see where Len is.
Len is, as you go over the scrap, and you see Len on the floor struggling with these 2 guys. His blaster's nearby on the floor. He's just going, "Get off, you little muppets!" Just sort of trying to get out of their grip, but they're just trying to pin him to the ground and restrain him.
So they're not actually trying to kill him.
Well, the time span between them tackling him and you moving forward, they might be trying to next round.
Okay. I feel like I should just try and burn people again.
Okay.
Which doesn't seem to be working very well for me.
You could do it. Get yourself a nice big fresh group.
So you've got a group of 3, you've got a group of 10 still over to the side. They're the ones that seem to be doing the most damage at the moment.
Yeah, I'll burn the group of 10.
Okay.
Medium?
I'm going to say you move far enough to make it short. Let's say that Lemon.
Okay, so they're short.
Yeah.
And I get 1 blue for the bad guys sucking, right?
Correct.
I lost 1. And I use my maneuver to move, so that's much better.
That's what you need to activate it. You can make that critical to advantage.
Advantage. And I need 2 advantage to make it blast. So it's 14 damage.
Yep.
And I'll activate blast
which is blast.
Hang on a second. Let me see this. It's blast 6. So 6 people nearby suffer the damage of the weapon.
And how much was your damage again? 14.
14.
I imagine they were standing in a like a 10-pin bowling kind of way, and you just see the front wave and the second wave go down in a ball of flame or a wall of flame, and just as the flame jet clears and you're admiring your work, there is just one guy in the middle, like, because all his mates have been burnt either side of him. There was nine you took out with that blast.
Sorry, I'm just going to bed, so I say good night.
Good night.
I'm back. You killed them all, yeah?
He killed
dead.
9 out of the
One
group
left.
of 10. I described it as 10-pin
You did him a
bowling.
dirty.
Yeah, so 10-pin bowling, he took out the front 2 rows and the little guy was just in the middle, like. So over to you, and then obviously Len after that, if he can
Okie dokie.
if he can struggle out of it.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to step up as well so that we're towering over these 2 individuals trying to grapple Len, and I'm just going to mow down all their colleagues. So a black, no aim, but accurate weapon. You said they're short range
They're
now.
Short range, yeah.
Okie dokie. Bada bing, bada boom.
Which group were you shooting? There's one
The
group of 3.
group of 3
Yep.
for 12 damage.
Is that 2 enough to activate a crit? Ooh.
No, it's 3 on the gun because I intentionally didn't make this a crit build. I will, however, give Len as the next player 2 boost die.
Okay.
Is there anything? Is there anything better I can do? That's right. Let me just have a quick look at the cheat sheet.
I had a blue left over from mine that you can have if you want to just quickly see if that gives you anything.
Yeah. Let's do that because that might be a better use of.
Oops. It's just more damage.
Is that enough damage to kill the last one in that group? Okay. What I will do is spend the 2 to perform an immediate free maneuver, and I'm just gonna go and step on them. Like I'm gonna go and get involved in what's going on there. So I'm literally just gonna go and stand over Len with my big gun and look down at those 2 and go, shoo.
So that distraction is just enough for Len to give him a bit of a clout to try and get out of their break out of their sort of grip where they're trying to wrestle him.
Yes.
And he just goes, "Ugh, ugh," and then they both sort of scamper underneath the wreckage either side to try and get away from you with your shoe. And he goes, "Ha, they're just like those bugs in the Clone Wars. They were nasty as well." And those 2 have disappeared off into the distance. There's 2 guys left. I'm going to make them scamper to be fine. So the first one.
That's what we were aiming for, right? That's kill as many of these fuckers until the rest run away. Take their ranks. That's just this.
So the first one on its own, who's just been shot at by Click Clack, shouts, "You'll be hearing from us!" and turns around and runs. And the other one sort of aims his gun. You're now standing in perfect view, and he goes, and he just scampers off as well. Doesn't want to hang about for that. And you're now in a semi-burning junk pile that's fallen over. Well, one element of it's fallen over, and it's a bit more of a mess than it was before.
Click Clack's gonna lean a hand down and help Len up.
Ugh. Thanks for that. What was your name? I didn't even ask you your name. I just joined your party and what fun it was!
He'll not clap him, but like pat him on the shoulder and say, "I am the being formerly known as Click Clack."
Oh, Len, nice to meet you.
This is my compatriot, Professor Thaddeus.
Thaddeus. Oh, it's hot. It's hot. Shall I get the taxi? Are you going to look for the... What, you're here for parts, is that right?
We are here to reclaim our parts.
I'll get the getaway vehicle. I'll see you in a minute. And he dashes off back through the bar area.
Cool. I'm assuming, I've just remembered, that the mech isn't here if Lupo is not here.
No.
Cool.
No, you didn't see...
Today we steal it while he's not here.
So while those two come up with an idea, Richard, on how to search this wreckage as quickly as possible for the items you've come for, I'm going to let them confer privately on that one. What's been going on in the mechanic shed?
So Spanners is doing a click and collect with Board. He's gonna order the things that he needs to make the disguise detecting thing from Bort, and then ask Thaddeus to go and collect it on his way back. Is what I'm thinking. Can I do that? Do you want me to do a mechanics check for him to determine what parts he would need?
No, I think maybe it's a role to see whether Bort's got the parts, because he's primarily a weapons dealer. Because he was always bringing you weapons and armor. He was never bringing you, like, he would deliver junk every now and then, like, upon request, but he'd never really. He wasn't a parts dealer. I reckon you can go into the convention though and find the parts you might need, or the black market.
I'll do a click and collect from one of the other vendors on planet at the convention.
Okay.
That is likely to have the parts that we need.
So yeah, you can find. Well, I already explained there was cybernetic shops and all those bits and pieces. So yeah, you can find it. Maybe you go onto the convention website and you're like, oh, okay, well, I need this part and need this part and this part, and yeah, and you find a vendor that a vendor that has those parts, and they respond to your message and say, yeah, we'll put them aside, but you got to come collect, and it's going to be X, Y, Z credits.
How much?
I reckon 350. This
Okay.
convention's going to get more expensive as the weekend goes past.
350.
Yep.
Banners will pay that out of the ship account
Okay.
rather than his own money.
No problem.
Because he holds the coffers.
Doesn't tell anybody.
And he'll place the order, and then when he gets the confirmation email, he will forward it to Thaddeus, and with the message saying, "I've ordered the parts I need to make the device you asked for. Please collect these parts from here. See confirmation email below. Kiss, kiss, brothers."
Thaddeus receives it, and because he's a droid, he can process the information at the same time as he's having a combat. So he replies to your email and just sends you a still of like the murder scene that's going on, like just an image, like
Explosion of fire.
yeah, and blaster bolts going through these.
When you said that, I had an image of what the old printers were like, where it's like, zzz, zzz, and then the Spanish is just waiting for it to come up. It's like line by line. Oh my gosh!
Spanners will react with the Star Wars equivalent of the GIF of the boy going. And then he's going to get on with his work.
Okay. I'm going to quickly go for a wee and grab a drink. I'll be right back.
towel, a bathroom towel, had fallen off the back of the door. So when I pushed the door open, like the towel wedged under the door and stopped it from moving. And so like I was expecting give and the door stopped and I walked into it. I was like, oh, fuck my life. It's okay. I have a cream egg to make up for it.
Jim, come on, stop making noise. Don't look at me like that. I put that Firefly box up for sale, Nick.
Oh yeah, how much for?
120 quid. I just wanted to go on with it, and someone messaged me and said it's the 10th anniversary edition. I want it like straight away. Well, I actually put the wrong listing on because I put it down as the 10th anniversary edition, which is what it is. It's the box, but there's two. There's the actual collector's edition and the veterans pack, and I put it down as it was the box, whatever, not mentioning it as the veterans pack. So I had loads of people buy it, and I thought, well, there's loads of interest in this. Maybe I've sold it too cheaply. I actually made a mistake. They all thought it was the collector's edition for really cheap, not the veterans upgrade pack. So someone messaged me and said, why have you put that you've added extra? Because it comes with it. And I was like, because I added all the cards like you're supposed to. And they went, no, you've listed it as the collector's edition, not as the veterans pack. I was like, oh, all right. I'd actually sold it for 120 quid, but then I found out, so I refunded the guy tonight and said, I'm so sorry, it was my mistake, I've misunderstood, because I didn't actually pay attention to the Kickstarter, because Rome did it all, but, so got to try again, and get rid of it correctly this time.
So what's the difference?
So the Collector's Edition was the game, and all of the add-on games, but brand new cards, brand new everything, basically. But the Veterans Pack was the box, upgraded ships, some new cards, and a few extra little bits and pieces. So
And then you put your copy of the game against it.
yeah, then I put all my game cards copy. Then I actually looked at the price of it, what it was, $130 or whatever, plus some postage and whatever. 100% wasn't worth it at all. I basically paid for some little ship models in a box. $130 wasn't worth it at all. Anyway, sorry, distraction. So we have an email coming over from Spanners to say, please go pick up all my lovely items that I need to make this scanner thing. And then we also have a picture being sent back of a death scene at a junkyard. So you guys are in the junkyard. It's a mess. You've had a battle. There's bodies burning and some bleeding, and well, they don't really bleed from blast wounds, but some of them dismembered. And now you need to try and find your kit. How are you looking for your kit?
We are going to do. We figure out that this is mostly a junkyard, and all the good shit, all the the precise components like we had stolen from us aren't going to be in general piles of shit, and they're going to be out the back in some nice bins. So we're going to go out the back to where they keep those nice bins, and then we're going to do a mechanics check to search through for the parts.
Okay, so you're going further into the junkyard to try and find the good bits. Okay, so
Because there's going to be somewhere where the small things are kept. Because
Yeah.
a lot of the things were bits, weren't they, rather than big bits.
canopies, yeah. So as you go slightly further into the junkyard to look for these, you are kind of right. So the front bit was like the scrap pile. Sorry, not scrap, dismantling pile. There we go. So they're taking larger items down, stripping things out, cables, motors, all those bits and pieces that they'll need for other things.
Like there's half a T95 there, and there's a couple of big engines, and they're taking the parts from these, the big bit, yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
And then you walk further back and things start to get slightly smaller. So you've got the big items at the front and start to get slightly smaller as you go through. You don't see any more Aline yet. And you actually start to see evidence of them actually making more of these suits. You can sort of see a mechanical arm here with a big blaster attached to it. Clearly in pieces still, it's not quite made. You're not having it. But all of these bits you see are like they're kind of like maybe even early stages of being put together, or they've just lined out the parts on the floor, and they're like, okay, well, I've got like 3 fingers of a fist, but they're missing a finger, and bits and pieces. But you find eventually like some of the what you class as the good stuff, the items that you've managed to find that were good for what you need. But let's have a mechanics check to see if you can find your items. Now, time. The way I look at this is time is running out. You just had a big battle. Somebody will call the authorities. Battles allowed, etc. So I'm going to say there's a little bit of a time limit on this. So you can have a mechanics roll or a perception roll, whatever works for you, each. What I was trying to avoid was basically letting you roll as long as you wanted to try and find the items. So let's say there's a mechanics roll for 3 items, or a perception roll before Len turns up with a cab, and he's going to say to you, the fuzz is on the way, and obviously if you want to roll, it's going to get harder because you'll panic and risk being caught.
You're assuming Click Clack cares about the fuzz and you're just going to mow them all down when they get there and interfere with what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's not.
Well...
What have you got, Thaddeus?
I've got some perception.
Right.
I've got 1 yellow, 2 greens.
Well,
so I'll roll it.
You're not going to help each other on this one. You're looking for these items as quickly as
Yeah,
possible.
we're just seeing what we were
sorry,
going to.
Yeah. And what difficulty do you want, Dan?
There's quite a lot of things here, so I would definitely say it's maybe a hard check. There's quite a lot of. I mean,
It's one purple. Hey.
Plus 2 purples, yeah. So they raided a lot of stuff. So there's a lot of things to quickly shift through to try and find your particular thing.
You get a blue, Nick, from me.
2 success.
No worries.
Flat, no threat.
No, so you click like you scamper for the items, and whose have you found? Have you looked for yours? Have you looked for Spanners? Have you looked for Thaddeus's? Spanners.
Spanners,
Yeah.
Reed, Thaddeus, Click Clack, in that order.
Yeah. We discussed in the chat. I didn't take Reed's because you said it was a bit unfair. I think so.
Good point.
Just leave Reed's alone.
Spanners, Thaddeus, Click Clack, in that order.
Anyways, so you found Spanner's item in the trash here. You remember seeing it. You're like, that's exactly what he had.
That's exactly what I gave him.
Yeah, that's it. So when you finish your searching, Thaddeus is looking around, going, "No, I can't see anything." Or he moved the item that allowed you to spot the other one. Len pulls up in his cab and he rolls at him and he goes, "Gents, we gotta go. I can't get arrested again. I'm gonna lose my job. I'll lose my wife, and she's a beauty, lads. I can't lose her. So can you hurry up? But I'll put that one in the hood." And he lowers his taxi down to open the boot so you can put that item in it. So Spanners is secure at the moment. You can do a search again, but you got to add a black die.
No, off.
No, you jump into
Man.
it. And as soon as you jump in, then he goes, "Yeah, well, that fun. Now for the extra fun part." And he slams his foot on the, well, it's not slams, but pushes the accelerator to fall and takes off at some speed. And flying back, he takes slightly, he's heading back towards the hotel because you guys haven't mentioned just anything yet. But he starts to weave in between the trees, like, quite quickly. And it's actually quite fun. It's quite enjoyable. He's enjoying himself. He's had a whale of a time so far today. But he's heading back to the Majestic. That's assuming where he
Do a loop.
Woo!
Len,
Yeah.
your contributions today have been admirable.
Part of the crew.
Might I take your contact details so that if we need your services again, we might involve you in more fantastic adventures?
Yeah, of course. Look, the business card is back there. It just says Len, driver, mercenary, general good guy.
General good guy.
I'm not sure that applies when he just mercilessly gunned down some people without asking questions.
Well, you're a good guy. You've murdered people too.
I'm not a good guy.
You're in your own movie. You're a good guy. So, lads, anywhere else we need to go? I mean, it's been fun and all, but I've got to make me quota for the day. Oh,
I need a stop off at this location to do a click and collect.
I'm really sorry, Thaddeus. It will cost extra for that.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
sorry, the meter's been running the whole time. I'm really sorry about
Of
that.
course. No, that's how taxis work.
And he turns off and heads off towards the convention center. He goes, should I wait here?
Um, I don't think we will need a taxi immediately. So please carry on with your job, making your money so you don't lose your wife.
Oh, good idea.
Do you want to take? I will go back to the hotel and fetch the loader. Or are we going to walk? I'm just thinking. We didn't steal very big, did we? Just sorry, brain is catching up with what's actually gone on. We can walk.
Yeah, and the parts that you pick up for spanners will be absolutely fine to carry there, and you'll be small.
Oh, don't. Retcon that. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
Nick forgot.
I'm sorry, lads, but the meter has been running. It's 42 credits. Is that all right? I can give you.
It just
maybe
gives him 100 credits.
Ooh, I could buy a new blaster. Thanks, gents.
We'll be in touch, I'm sure. A good day to you, sir. Oh, bye, Ross.
Yeah, and he says, "Call me anytime," and then you see him speed off in his speeder. Even though there's someone's coming down going, "Taxi," he just completely ignores them. It's gone.
It's just
Pumped up. So you're at the convention centre now. Obviously dropped you off at the stairs near the entrance. There's lots of people here. There's some people that are still wearing those vests from the war games, and there's people very excitedly chatting now, sitting on the grass out the front having drinks, and it sounds like there's like a party going on inside. It seems like whatever's happened this morning has pumped everyone up, and everyone's having a real good time. Going into the
Constant parties at this
I
convention.
know, it's amazing.
I want to go.
I don't think I would have made it past the first day. You go through the main door, and on the side, left hand side, sorry, you've got the hall where the panel was that Click Clack went to. That's actually got another panel going on at the minute, and they are on the board out the front. You can hear him talking away, and it says, "My wife left me, so I built another." And you glance through the door, and there's a little short, portly man who's built some robot wives.
Stepford wives.
Yes, and some sex dolls or whatever that are on the stage with him, and he's talking about how proud he was about his ability to make these droids and that they can service the galaxy.
is the entire room full up of sweaty otakus?
Yeah, there's no women in there at all. They're just all fellas. And then on the other side is the trade hall, where obviously all the traders are set up, and going to the directions that Spanner's given you. It sends you to I guess like a Radio Shack. That's the only way I'm going to explain it. Just an odd component vendor. But as you go to the odd component vendor, you look over to where Thaddeus saw Bort, where he had his stall, and Bort's stall is empty. Everything's gone, and the shutter is down.
This is concerning.
He did say that he was going to make himself scarce, did he not?
He did. We should still ping him because Dr. Beige is with him too.
Oh, yes.
Bort, do you read? Are you read? Do you read?
You don't get a response at this time. Just like a dead dial tone. Not dead dial tone. It rings, but it doesn't pick up.
We have no idea that Spanners knows where his safe house is, do we? Okay. And that is where that line would end, I guess.
I'm sure he will be fine.
Cool. We pick up the parts.
It's
parts.
an old lady at the store. It looks like she's clearly come from a planet, stripped these parts, and then flown over as a little trader. And she hands over the parts. Oh, the Spanners, is that one? Let me get that parcel. And she pulls out a little box of Passer goes, "There you go.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Give him my
madam.
regards."
Do you know him personally?
Oh no, but we've been chatting via email. Lovely fella.
Okay.
Very polite.
Very chatty.
You can tell a lot from somebody in 2 emails.
You put kiss kiss at the end.
Oh, exactly. Kiss at the end. Very nice chap. If he's free this evening, I'd love to take him for a drink.
Why don't
I'll
you
email
email
him.
him that? Yeah.
And then you get the email come through Spanners that she'd love to take you for a drink.
I feel much better after that, Thaddeus, I must say. There's nothing like a little bit of death and destruction to lift one's spirits.
Exactly. I am jealous because I will never know what the smell of charred flesh is like.
It tastes... No, smells a little
It
bit
tastes.
like roast and Grathax. I think I just made a creature up there.
That's what all the restaurants say around here.
The problem with seared flesh is it's not live.
I just want to smell it. I love the way it crackles. Anyway, shall we continue?
Yes. Let's go back and hope everything's okay with Spanners.
So you guys are walking back from the convention centre? Okay. So this is, I'll come back to you in 2 seconds, Richard. So you walk through the main plaza going back towards the hotel. Very surprisingly, there is still some of the war game going on here. There is shots coming from rooftops. Everybody else here seems to be going about their business. Like vests have come off now. There's big bins of people have put them in and the rifles. And there is people still playing and shooting. But the cafes have opened and people are drinking and sipping. Caf. The restaurants are opening up for their afternoon lunch meals and all those bits and pieces. And everything seems to be going back to normal. And nobody's paying attention. There just is these blaster shots that are just pew pew, and occasionally you see someone run across an alleyway, and it's still going on, which is quite surprising.
Everyone's over it, apart from the hardcore players.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Which will probably be
The
going.
lost 10 survivors.
And maybe even you pass a scoreboard and you see that there's like 150 players left or something like that out of the convention. We'll keep the scoreboard going for funds. So you make your way back, cross the bridges and bits and pieces. Again, you see the signs for watch out, Garrick creatures, which is the frog type creature's real name, at loose, at large, around here.
Giant
Wild.
frogs.
There we go. And you go back to the unit where Click-Clack is. Not Click-Clack, sorry, Spanners. What's Spanners been up to since he sent the guys over, other than getting this email with the kiss on it?
We've been working. He's been working on the speeder to impress the bounty man.
Does he?
And he has responded to the lady, and he's accepted her invite for a drink this evening.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to give you a mechanics roll.
I've just realised, like, a female basilisk could be really good in a brothel. She could do 4 hand jobs at once. I was just trying to think of something inappropriate to say about a male basilisk and a female woman, but all I could think of was the other way around.
Can we say that all of Thaddeus's hard work on the fundamentals can give Spanners a blue or 2 to his mechanics roll?
So at the moment we've only recovered Richard's item, is that correct? Is that camera still
Apparently
working, by the
so,
way?
yeah.
Is the camera still working?
Yeah.
So we've recovered Richard's item, which was one.
You said my 2 success was only enough for Richard,
That's it.
so that's fine.
So Richard, you've been working on, let's say you've been working on the projects collectively. You know, everyone's got their blueprints down and things. You're missing parts for Nick and Ross. However, there is like things that could be improved, or you can try and work on yours. So I'm going to give you a mechanics role. So this afternoon you've been working on building, and it's either building yours or helping somebody else with theirs. And I'm going to give you a mechanics role on the lower the quality of the item, the harder it's going to be to try and improve that quality of the item. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So you can either work on one of yours, so you've got an 83, a 58 or a 62, or you can opt to work on somebody else's, which is Ross is on, these are ones that can be improved, an 89 or a 95, or Nick's 14 or 17, or Andrew's 83, 19, 60, 75 or 63. So you can do a roll, and the worse quality, the harder it's going to be to make it improve. But I'll give you an extra 10% for every success.
So, Click Clack was kind enough to give Spanners his best parts. So while Click Clack's out,
But Click Clack
Spanners
hasn't got a working device because he's missing a full part.
well, we're all missing parts, aren't we? So I'm imagining Spanners is working on the parts that are remaining here. And as a way to pay Click Clack back, while Click Clack's out, he's going to go over to his ship parts, which Click Clack has taken off him, to see if he can improve those parts.
Okay. I reckon the time that these guys have been gone and going to the convention, I'll let you have 2 rolls in order to improve parts. Does that sound okay?
Yes.
So you're going to work on Click Clack's parts, is that right?
The 2 really bad ones that used to belong to me.
Yeah, so they're really poor quality.
Yeah.
So I would say it's going to be daunting checks. So that's 4. 4
Can I make the
purples.
part worse?
Can you make it worse? If you roll, actually, I guess you could.
Surely only a despair
why
would
did I
have
ask?
Yeah, if you roll a despair, then which you can't do because you're only running purples, not red. I tell you what, let's make it then to give that opportunity of making it worse. 2 purples, 1 red. So theoretically, it's a hard check with an upgrade of 1.
Oh, that's so much worse. 2 reds. 2 reds and a purple.
No,
It's
no,
so
one-
much
one-
worse.
one-
Okay.
one-
red
red.
and a purple. So hard check, but upgraded once. So 1 red, and 2 purples. So that gives the opportunity then for it to be made worse. Because if you have 4 purples, you can't make it worse, really, unless you got me. So yeah, if you roll a despair on that roll, you're gonna either break it entirely or make it worse. But for
I
every
can't make it much worse, can I? Really,
No.
those 2 parts.
that's it. But every success, I'll give it a percentage increase by 10.
I appreciate what you're doing. I don't.
What does that mean?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing happens.
No. So maybe you start to open that one up or do something, and you're like, oh no, it's going horribly wrong, and then you just plug a cable back in, and it's fine.
It's a triumph.
Yeah, but you also got a failure. So using the triumph to cancel out any negative result.
Happy for that to be nothing. And I'll have another go on the other part.
Okay.
I improve it by 10%.
10%. Okay, no worries. So that takes the 17 up to a 27. Okay. So yeah, the first one you try to improve it, open it up, realize it's not going well, and then just close it up carefully, but you haven't done any damage. And then the next one you're like, oh, if I take this and do that and add this here, and it actually looks slightly better in quality purposes. You are available if you want to go back to the scrap heap. Scrap heap will be open again today if you want to go back and try and get some new parts or replace parts if you wish to.
Okay. Well, he certainly wouldn't do that while he's on defense.
No, that's fine. And I also think the other guys probably want to roll to try and replace their stolen parts if they want to. And then by the time you finish tweaking and doing other bits and pieces and work on yours, Spanners, the other 2 turn back up and see the mine in the doorway.
Oh, don't worry. I've turned it off.
and they return, and they're holding your part.
We bequeath you your missing part, sir.
Oh, thank you, Thaddeus. Very good. That's all there. Yes, I should be able to make this work. Thank you.
That was your 100%, one of your 100% items, so it's perfectly working condition, that one. Do you remember when the items were stolen and you all rolled a d20?
I thought I was receiving the
Oh,
parts
sorry,
that
beg your pardon.
That's what I was role playing.
I'm sorry, I forgot about them. Carry on.
And then Click Clack says, I might have been a little bit rude earlier, but we have different viewpoints, I'm afraid. And then he hands him his 100% part. No hard feelings.
Oh, thank you. But so speaking of, I've also done something nice for you. I felt terribly about you taking my shit parts off me. So I've been able to improve the capacitor. It should be a bit more effective than it was.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So did you?
Spanners, yeah, while we were out getting your parts, we just noticed that Bort had packed up his shop as he said he was going to do. So, but other than that, you saw the pictures. You know, we need to be ready to move at a moment's notice, because if Lupo decides to come here, then
we can put an end to this once and for all.
exactly.
Okay, then I think we should keep up having at least one person here at all times.
Agreed.
If you don't mind, I'm going to pop out. If you don't mind guarding the workshop, I'll be back. And what time of day is it now, Dan?
I guess it'd be late afternoon. Can I put forward the idea that I know I said we wouldn't use Reed. Maybe Reed has recovered in order to guard the workshop, so you're not leaving someone behind constantly, so you can engage a bit more. It's up to you, or at least on this instance, if you want to all go do something, or if one of you's happy to stand there for a minute and wait.
I mean, I don't mind guarding it, but I do want to go to the scrap heap to try and get my parts better.
We just put Reed there so it looks like he's on.
Yeah. Maybe you move him and plug him in there, so if someone peeks in, there's a droid. On watch.
I give him the mind
There we
button.
go. Perfect. Yeah, absolutely perfect. He's got his little arm out with the thing, and he's just watching. At least that allows you guys to do things together. I don't want you to all go, well, one person's staying here doing nothing. So.
Oh, we're going to go and do things together, don't you worry.
Oh, okay.
We're going to go and rummage through the scrap heap.
No problem. So Reed comes down from the hotel room and takes instruction, gives you a shopping list, as it were, of something he would like to search for out of the scrap heap as well. We'll roll for him too. And then he holds the remote very very sturdy, just watching the doorway with his controls. And if you're going to the scrap heap, you can leave and go over there, and you can see that there is other team members that are there, and they're clearly rummaging through the scrap. You can see the guard that you saw the night before, who's lazily leaning against his little guard hut, and the little catty, doggy things are all around his feet asleep. Afternoon.
Sat in the back, by the way. You know, in the bed, because that's the best place to sit in these things.
Yep. Find your keys.
Bannis isn't with them.
Oh, you didn't
He's,
go.
doing,
Okay.
he's doing his own thing.
Oh, fair enough. So
Didn't you come to the
we were all
scrap
going
heap?
together.
He was going to go off and do something else.
Oh,
He's
okay.
going to check on Dr. Beige.
Oh, okay.
I
No problem.
don't think I need to upgrade my parts anyway. I think my parts are awesome. Thanks to a certain clicker.
Yeah, you're 81% on yours, Richard.
Yeah, I'm fine with my parts.
What does he need that's not 100%?
Let's have a quick look. So, Richard is on 83, 100, 100, 58, 62.
Gonna look for a 58 and 62 for him.
Okay, we'll let you do some rolls for that in a second. So
Yes. Click Clack doesn't care about his thing. Click Clack wants the Spanner's the Hammer brand to be known.
Okay, no worries. Well, I was going to give you 5 rolls each for rolling the D100 to see what you find. So I'm happy for you to give 2 of those to.
You use 2 of those to look for parts for
Okay.
spanners. Yeah.
Okay. No worries. Right. So you're in the scrap heap. Go ahead and make your rolls.
How do we do the rolls again? What do we
So-
do?
It's we were literally just doing. Like, take your time. All we're going to do is D100s. You can have 5 rolls. So looking well, you have 5 rolls in total. Your item numbers, so if you want to quickly write them down or whatever, I'll take a picture actually so you can see them. So that makes it a bit easier, doesn't it?
And we roll and then just assign them.
Yeah.
Do we have to
I'm
do
gonna,
them in order?
I can let you do them in order. Please do them in order if that's possible.
Okay. So the 2 for spanners.
So they're going to be 4 and
Oh.
5.
Jakey. Let's do just hit civils for some reason.
So a 50 and a 79. So the 50 won't replace the 58, but the 79
But
will
we'll take the
replace.
spare part and they'll take the 79 for the. Yeah, sorry.
So those 2 were for spanners, is that right?
Mhm.
So the 50% you don't find anything that's worthwhile. However, your item 4 is a 27. So I'm happy for you to take the 50 instead of the 27.
Okay.
So put that in there, and then 75 over to Richard, replacing his
79.
62. 79, sorry, replacing his 62.
Okay.
I tell you what, actually, we'll trade that 62 to you, Nick, as well, because your item 5 was stolen.
Mhm.
So maybe he'll give it back.
There was the engine, and that goes back on my
There we go.
starship.
And then your first item was 100, your second item was 100, and your third item was 14. But I'm happy for you to roll the first 2 rolls, and if they are better than Andrew's, you could maybe trade them to Andrew to help him out.
Would absolutely do that.
So 44
And then 1 for me.
72. Great. So you can change your 14 into a 72, which is great. And what were the other 2 numbers? A 40 and a 48, is that right?
44 and a 48.
Okay, so the 48 will actually improve Andrew's second roll. So we'll put that in there. So
We'll just take the other parts still, just in case someone tries to,
to jack it.
steal things.
So it goes into a spares pile or something like that.
We'll put it near the
can-
front.
Yeah, we'll set them up, and it looks like our actual parts, but our
Please steal
good
these.
parts are hidden. Yeah, steal these.
Free for raiders.
What I'm doing is I'm just keeping a track of spares. So anything Ross will do on his 5 rolls, if it's spare, I'll add them to the spare pile, and then if people steal stuff, maybe we'll have it from that list instead. So Ross, I need 5. Oh, so you rolled already.
Wow.
Sorry. So you got an 80. Can you read those out, and I'll tell you whether they're worth changing.
87,
No. So your first item is 100,
82,
which goes in because you had your item 2 stolen.
47,
Nope, yours is 89.
48,
Nope, yours is 95.
and 26.
And nope, because your last item was 100. So now you've got 5
And
items.
just-
Go on.
Would you have rolled for the 200s if you already had hundreds?
Well, I
That's
was
too
just,
late now. Doesn't matter.
I was just thinking, could Andrew have them?
well,
Oh, yeah.
I've put them in order, so I'm just quickly checking 1 second. I've actually put them as 48,000%, so I'm just changing it.
Yeah,
So
That
in-
seems legit to me.
Yeah, so in the roll that you did, the first item was 87. That makes no difference to Andrew. The second roll you took, which was the 82%. The third roll was 47. Andrew's got better. The third roll was 48. He's got better. And the last roll was 62, and he's got 63, which is better. But I will keep those 5 as spares on the roll.
Cool.
So now we move over to build quality for Ross is 93%, Nick is 77, Richard is 84, and Andrew's 86.
Superb.
Save. So there was
Pretty good all round.
yeah, there was improvement there in some capacity. Perfect.
I
So-
might just take my little like shuttle yacht idea and just put it in our ship. Just have it in the elevator.
That's it. So you guys were hunting the scrap heap, and that takes a little bit of time looking around for items. You see again various teams looking for items and trying to replace bits and do the same as your guys are doing. So Spanners, you went for a walk.
He went to his room and he collected like his suitcase, and he went to the hideout with his suitcase. The reason for that will become clear.
Okay. Well, you make your way across town. I assume you're walking there.
He gets a taxi.
Okay.
We will tell you about Lynn and how awesome he is.
Okay.
Hello, my name's Len. How are you?
Oh, hello. Yes, I'm good, thank you. I've heard good things about your sailors.
I'm a great taxi driver. I'll get you where you need to go in a jiffy.
Great. Here's the address.
Oh, this is a posh part of town. And as he says that, he starts speeding up and starts. I had a wonderful day so far. It's been ecstatic. I've had adrenaline. It's been fantastic. And don't tell anyone, but I shot some people today.
Oh, I know.
How do you know? I'm on the news.
No, don't you worry. I'm friends with Click-Clack and Professor Thaddeus.
Oh, those guys are fantastic. They let me shoot a load of people. It's great.
Well, they spoke very highly of you. Thank you for your assistance today.
Oh, are we going to go shoot some people?
Oh no, it's not. This isn't that kind of trip.
Oh, all
I
right.
hope.
Well, here we are, sir. 26 credits, please.
Here you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Do you need me to stay or...
Oh no. Off you go. Thank you.
Okay, and you see him drive off. Even though someone's hailing a taxi, he just speeds off again.
Terrible taxi driver. Great shot.
And so you arrive at the house. He's dropped you at the safe house. It looks like the house that you've left before.
Oh, good. Good first sign. It opened.
So as it opens and you step through, it's a bit like, when you step through any kind of... have you ever been to a club or whatever, and there happens to be two different musics going on in two different rooms, and you walk through that doorway and just all of a sudden it changes. You can't hear the other room, you can just hear... So it's like that, coming from outside where you just hear normal sounds of the city, and you step in, it's like oof, 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 like a party music coming from the house.
Oh, okay. Spanish has also brought some of the food from the gift basket that we received.
Okay.
He just grabbed a couple of things out of it and brought that with him.
Is that what was in the suitcase?
There's nothing better than someone that turns up mid-party with snacks when you're half out of it and someone's like, guys, I brought this food from work because they were going to throw it away, and it's like the best thing in the world.
You're the party hero.
He goes up and looks at Dr. Beige.
You find Beige in the common area with Bort, drinking and watching. I've forgotten her name. It's really bugged me about her name because I didn't actually write it down anywhere.
I didn't have it written down.
I did give a name. Was it Gigi or something like that?
Oh, you did actually. I think I've just found it. Sarah.
Sarah. Yeah.
Yeah, just like GG.
Yeah.
And Sarah, as in SER or whatever, Sarah.
I've got SERA down in my notebook.
Okay, there we go. You see her dancing on the table, topless.
Okay.
And the other two are just there drinking, and they're very clearly quite drunk.
Hello, gentlemen.
Oh, Spanners! This hotel is amazing.
You're not in a hotel, Dr. Beige.
What hotel?
You're not in a hotel anymore.
Oh.
But I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
Would you like a drink? I can make you one at the bar. And he goes to stand up very unsteadily.
Do you know what? I will, but don't make it too strong, thank you. I have a date this evening. I brought you some snacks. Here you go.
Thank you. As you say date, he goes, woo! And Bort goes, good on you, lad. You're not, you didn't bring Lupo here, did you?
Oh, no, we couldn't find him.
No, I'm not sure if that's good or bad. Yeah. Drink? Oh, he's already offered you a drink, and you see Dr. Beige at the. He's clearly
What's
got loads of
enough?
bottles, and he's kind of mixing things into a glass, and it looks like it started off as like a clear liquid, and you just see it getting layered with different colours, like it's a bit of a rainbow. And he goes, "We've made this drink up." It spills a little bit out the edge. It's fantastic. It goes through levels of flavour. Try this.
Do you know what? Actually, you drink that one. I'll make my own drink.
Here we
I
go.
don't trust you after the other night.
Oh, that was Dr. Beige that was showing you that. I did the wrong voice. Sorry.
You're right. You're right. Okay. Well, still, I don't trust either of you. I'm going to fetch my own drink, thank you.
And Beige drinks it, then walks over to stand in front of the table where Sarah is dancing and just kind of mimics her movements, her suggestive movements. He's very clearly quite drunk.
Spanners will fix himself something like a gin and tonic, just a single, not a double. And at an appropriate moment, he will ask Sarah for that massage. He'll take her up on that. He'll say he's been working in the workshop all day and he would like to make use of her skills. And he will have a massage without a happy ending. And he'll pay her for it to loosen up. And then he brought his suitcase because he's going to make himself all clean. He's going to shower, change out of his overalls, put on something a bit nicer. And he's going to go on a date.
I was going to retcon something. Does this lady happen to be a Basilisk lady who sold the parts to you? Or
Alice doesn't even know because they haven't even seen each other. He's going on a blind date.
okay, no, that's fair enough. That's no worries.
I guess that's how I was imagining it. It's
Yeah,
blind
okay.
date.
So Sarah says,
So you decide that.
I think I might have to, just for the purposes of making it a romantic episode. So Sarah goes, "Oh, fantastic! Would you want me like this, or should I put some clothes on?"
Oh, I don't mind.
Oh, okay, no worries. And she hops off the table and Bort and Beige go sitting down and go, "Boo! Come back!" She goes, "I'll be back soon, boys. Just enjoy another drink." And Beige goes, "Another drink!" As you go up the stairs. And she takes you into a room and she says, "Make yourself comfortable. And when you're ready, just lay face down on the table. I think it should take your mass. I don't mean that badly. I mean, you know, I don't know how much you weigh, and I don't know. Sorry, bad. This is why I got sacked from my other job. Bad customer service. I'm very sorry. I'm just going to get
That's okay.
the oils ready. I'm going to warm them up for you because I don't want it to be cold. So once you're ready, just lay on the thing and I'll drape a towel over you so you keep your modesty." And then she turns her back to the like bedside table, I guess, or no, sorry, chest of drawers, which has got loads of pots of oil and things, and she starts warming them up. And so, how was your day? What have you been up to?
He tells Sarah about the work that he's been doing in the workshop.
Sounds very technical.
Well, I'm a technical fellow. That's what I do.
Yes, well, this might hurt a little bit, and you feel a lot of pressure go into your spine. I'm just going to lose. Oh, you're very tight. And she starts ticking.
Not something she's heard.
Yeah, it feels very nice, but she's getting very deep into your muscles to get you. She goes, "Could you stretch your arms out, please?" No, the other ones. They go, "That's it, thank you." She sort of positions herself between your two arms that are like outstretched and gets in close and massages. He goes, "Oh, look at those fingernails. They're so dirty. Did you say you're going on a date?"
He did say that in her shop.
Oh, stay there. I'll get my nail file. She leaves the room quickly and then comes back in. And she starts fixing up your nails and getting the dirt out of it and give them a scrub. And she goes, "So, tell me about the date."
We've just exchanged some emails. I have no idea if she's fit or if she's a munter, but we seem to have hit it off over email.
Oh, such language, but it's so romantic, isn't it?
Yes. Haven't been on a blind date in a long time.
Oh, well, was the last one actually blind? She just continues. She goes, "Would you like me to wash you? I mean, there's no extra charge."
Oh no, that's fine. Just a massage, please. Please deal with my knots, and then I'll go and wash and get ready.
Okay, do you mean the knots in your hair or just the knots in the muscles?
Hey, just my muscles, thank you. I can comb my own hair.
And she continues for about 5, 10, 15 minutes, just massaging until you feel comfortable. And then she goes, "Happy with that?"
Oh yes, very good, thank you.
Yes,
What's your usual rate? I
Oh,
know you
just-
said you did for free, but I'd like to pay you for your services. Thank
That's
you.
okay. Just leave some credits in the tray on the side. Bort's already paying me to be here, so it's perfectly fine. And I better go to make sure they're not in any more trouble. They've tried to get out twice today. Oh, hold on a second. We've been up here quite a while, and she just runs out the door.
He will leave 100 credits in a tray on the side, and then he will wash and dress and get ready. And head out to meet the lady.
Perfect. Perfect. I'm not ready for a date.
We don't have to roll.
It's been a while, Dan. I appreciate
It's definitely
it.
been a while. So I don't know what happens on a date. Let's just script it. So
Yeah.
you go to a pre-arranged meeting space, and it is a basilisk lady that you have been talking to, and she happens to just she's told you, I'm going to be here on this corner at this cafe at this particular time, and I'll be wearing blue. And you walk down the main pavilion, and you see this cafe, and you see this chair where she's sitting on this corner, and you see a basilisk woman looking very nicely presentable in blue, and she sees you, looks up at you. I guess when you go to meet someone for the first time, you always sort of meet eyes with people, and you think, oh, is this that person? Is that person?
Mhm.
I do with clients and things, not romantically, of course. And she sort of like looks at you for a little bit too long, and then sort of waves. And, hi, I'm Jean. How are you?
Oh yes, I'm good. Well, I'm pleased to see that you aren't among. That's me joking. He doesn't say that. He doesn't say that.
You can if you like.
He's got more. I was going to say he's got more charm, but he doesn't. He's got a 1 in cunning and 2 in presence.
In presents, okay.
He pays her a compliment
Okay.
on her appearance and buys her a drink.
Oh, and then she'll ask you about what you were making out of the parts, because maybe these were like a universal parts that you could use and all those things. And you guys converse for a good couple of hours, have maybe a drink or two, and have a good night and exchange numbers.
Nice.
Rather than going into
What was
any
her name?
detail.
Sorry.
Jean. I couldn't think of anything on the spot, but maybe you can come up with some funky spelling of Jean.
Maybe
Does
Jean's
she
a
invite
short
him
name.
up for coffee?
Jean the Basilisk, that's what I've called her. So this happens. You're out for a few hours and bits and pieces. Do you go back to the hotel, or do you go back to where Beige is?
I think he would go back there to see Beige and Bort and Sarah for a nightcap and to tell them about his date. And then he'd go and join the others. And Spanners will have kept the other twos abreast of what's going on. He would have texted to say, checked on Dr. Beige, she's fine, going on a date with the shop lady, just finished the date, popping back to check on Dr. Beige, heading back to the hotel now. So he's kept you informed about what he's been up to throughout the evening. But now he's going back to the Majestic after having a nightcap at the hideout.
Okay. So after you leave the hideout and have a nightcap, you go, and Bort and Beige are just completely out of it. Sarah's not even dancing anymore. She's more just a babysitter to make sure no one's going to drown in their own vomit. And she's just making sure they're okay. They're very, very drunk, very, very not very coherent at all. But she bids you a good night, locks the door behind you, and you start walking. Are you walking or are you in a taxi? You're going to walk back to the hotel?
Maybe he's going to walk. Have a think about how the date went.
So as you go back through the busy area, someone comes and links their arm.
Oh no, he got a taxi.
Someone, no, said it now. Someone comes and links their arm into.
Should have known better, Richard.
into one
I
of yours,
know.
and
You know that she's a scallywag, and she tried to scan Click clack, and she's not to be trusted. You know these things. Don't
Oh,
let Dan railroad you through bullshit. You
No.
know she's a bad egg.
Yeah, she's dead to spanners anyway. Sorry, no, carry on.
That's okay. So you're walking through the busy area. You see the board, which has got 14 players left on this war games, which is quite impressive. People are still
It's a
playing.
whole day.
Yeah, it is a whole day. And someone links their arm into your lower arm and says, "Nice date this evening."
Is it who I think it is?
Oh, it's Emerith. You can see Emerith here.
Oh, you.
Mm. Did you know the bug man tried to kill me?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shame he didn't manage it.
Wow. Come on, Arms. I think you could do better than that.
Oh, I think I might be able to do better than Click Clack. And he will turn and he will grab her with all four of his arms firmly and say, "Don't fuck with my team."
So as you grab her, pull her in tight and give her a bit of a squeeze, you do see, I'm going to give you something here and take something away. You do
And she
see
screams.
a shimmer, like a grunt and a shimmer. And just over the face, obviously, which is Amareth's face. I've forgotten what colour Twi'lek. She was orange like Glyn, isn't she? Orangey bits and pieces. You see...
Lynn is pink, but her dad is orange.
That's right.
So you
Yeah.
can pick.
So Emerith is like an orange-skinned Twi'lek. You see the face shimmer, and there's like a blue face sort of goes underneath, followed by a nose-crunching headbutt, which makes you release her. By the time you recover and look at your eyes, you just see her gone, just disappeared.
Do I have to accept that?
Yes.
That's fine. I'm happy for you to just have that cinematic moment.
Yeah.
But he would be trying stuff, but if you don't want me to try stuff, that's fine.
Well, I kind of wanted to escape because it's kind of the plot, the bad person.
Sure.
But, yeah, so she gets grabbed by you. You clearly see that the face shimmer. Your thoughts on was it some form of camouflage or some form of technology is confirmed. You know it's some sort of cloaking or not cloaking. That's the wrong way. Masquerade device. And then obviously a headbutt comes in. And
Hollow projectile.
there you go. And you get a headbutt full square on the nose. It puts stars in your eyes, and you let go of her and go, oh! And then by the time you opened, like they just disappeared. Very much like happened with Click Clack. They were just gone in an instant. And there's a crowd looking around and going, you all right, mate? Where did she go?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm fine, thank you. And he will storm off in the direction of the Majestic, holding his nose. And he will go straight wherever Professor Thaddeus is. Is Professor Thaddeus in the workshop or in the room?
Definitely in the workshop.
He'll walk into the workshop, holding his nose up and his head up, with a napkin or handkerchief, holding his nose. They'll say, "Professor Thaddeus, you are right." Nasally. "Professor Thaddeus, you're right. I bumped into Amareth, and it's not Amareth. I saw that shimmer with my own eyes." Oh, I sound ridiculous. He'll let go of his nose, and then blood will just come gushing out on his lovely clothes that he wore for his date.
Sounds like a stormtrooper.
And he's like, "Get the parts. We need to make this thing now." But you're right. It's not Amareth. Someone's taken her place.
That is dastardly. What I wonder where she is or what they've done with her.
And why
Lynn.
Amareth?
Exactly. It may have something to do with her father. Or her connections in the pod racing ring. Who knows? Spanners, you lead. I'll follow. Let's do this thing. How many days left until the competitions?
I said it was a
Is it
3-day
like tomorrow?
3-day convention. So we can make it happen whenever you guys want to make it happen. Basically, I designed the convention that it would take a bit of time between Andrew coming back, so that it didn't like we didn't rush on with things. So it could be tomorrow, or it could be the day after. Let's say it's on the last morning of the convention. Let's say this is a long weekend. It's a Friday to a Monday, and it's on the last morning where they give out all the prizes, and then all the teams dissipate. So you're on Saturday at the moment, as it were. Going into Sunday, because it's late night.
Thaddeus will help Spanners build stuff.
Mechanics check hard with the blue.
So it's no longer going to be a device to detect if it's a glamour. It's now going to be a device to remove the glamour, because we don't need to know whether she's wearing like a disguising thing. We know she is. So it's going to instead, imagine it's going to be like a laser that the hand scanner will fire, which will disrupt the glamour technology.
So a non-lethal laser just to disrupt the energy signature or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, that sounds pretty funky. Let's go for hard mechanics with a blue. Please.
3 purple.
Because blue from Thaddeus.
Double success.
So you make this device into a funky little handheld. So it looks like a laser pistol, not a blaster because they're different, but like a.
Make it very non-weapon looking.
Yeah, so maybe it's like it looks like a little welder with a little display on top. I can't remember what game that's from.
I think it should still look like a hand scanner, but just with some
okay.
extra bits on.
Yeah, no worries, that's fine.
He just adapted his existing hand scanner
With a laser pointer on it or something.
with like a laser pointer stuck on the side.
Little duct tape and
That's it. Very technical. Fine. So yeah, you make this thing, and you even knock up a little hollow projector out of your communication device to see if it works, and you disrupt the signal, and it disappears around it. So you know and test that this would work if you use it against that person.
This will do it.
You're
Sequester
fantastic.
that little hollow projector away.
By the way, I didn't say, but in that moment that I could see through this glamour, it was a blue Twi'lek that I saw. No, it's not.
Just a
what
blue,
did you say?
blue skinned face.
It was a blue-skinned face that I saw underneath the glamour. So we know
could
they're
it have
not
been
human.
the surgeon?
Oh,
Was it female?
no, I'm feeling it's not the surgeon, and I'm feeling it might be a female.
No, Orin's come back to haunt us.
No, it was definitely female featured blue face, and Spanners could guess from when he last saw the surgeon, it 100% isn't the surgeon from his grip. He would have been much further, because if you remember, he was pretty buff when you last saw him.
It was a female-featured blue face that I saw.
Do we know any female featured blue faced people?
Just trying to think who are blue, like what actual races. I tell you what, let's have Dan tell us. Let's do a
Xenomorphology.
xenology roll. How hard do you want this roll to be? I just want to think about all the races that are blue, Dan. That I know.
That you know.
Could have been a very cold human.
Because I think there are some human races that are actually blue as well. I can't remember if that's in Star Wars or another game that I've played. And there's like, the cold region humans, and they're blue.
Yeah, there's a few. Go for an average, because I think you would know no species around.
Especially as a bounty hunter. No.
Yeah. This isn't gonna. Yeah, do one as well. You may as well. I'm not looking at the dice result at the moment. So.
Yep.
Perfect. So Spanners knows that there's various races from around the galaxy that can be blue. Twi'lek is one. Urazan, which is another one, Aruzan. Chiss can also be blue-skinned, and there is some other variants of uh, species from the galaxy. A Runian, a blue mountain people, which is where you might be thinking of Nick, blue desert people, a Nudabat blues, and I can't even say this one, Iskeloni. However, because you got the role, you would take a guess that it is either a Chiss or a Pantoran. But you're not 100% sure, Spanners, because it was just a brief look. But if you would hazard a guess, it would be one of those.
Now that I think about it, I think perhaps it could be a Chiss or a Pantoran that I saw briefly. Like, do you know any bounty hunters that are Chiss or Pantoran that could pull off such a thing?
Do I? Daniel?
There's not enough data for you to be able to guess and say it could be this or it could be whatever. You just know that they're a blue-skinned female. Could be anyone.
It's not Lupo's buddy, is it?
Lupo's buddy was Tuck, and Tuck got brutally murdered by Spanners, I think.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure they got murdered with much prejudice.
They were also. It confuses me that they were going after Beige and not us. If they were someone that has a grievance with us, surely they would have tried to frame one of us, not Beige.
It does depend though, because I feel like if they know anything about us, they would probably know that we would exterminate with extreme prejudice if they tried to frame us. And maybe they thought they could just implicate with Beige. I don't know.
Cestri's mouth is. Can't do that. That's literally just sticking my fingers in my mouth.
Interesting. Many hooks. Who knows?
And at the end of the night, Click Clack's gonna climb up into his cockpit on his half-finished fighter and watch guard.
Thaddeus will. Spanners, are you going back to the hotel?
Oh yes, I could do with some sleep now if you don't mind.
Click, you've got this. I'll go with Thaddeus. I mean, I'll go with Jesus luck. I'll go with Spanners and make sure he's safe. Okay.
Thank you.
And Reed is there as well, so you can tell him to just hold the button on the mic.
May just make a noise if something comes in. That'll wake me up, and
yeah,
I'm there. Click Clack will say to Thaddeus and Spanners, just be careful for anything that tries to scan you with a blue light. I think that is how they are approximating facsimiles of people.
Richard?
Shoot first, ask questions later. My preferred approach. To the hotel then.
And you bed down in your various locations, being either the rug on the floor in the hotel or your cockpit canopy, and the camera goes black. Ta-da!